I just finished another junk journal. This one is bound with the pamphlet stitch. I have 3 signatures, and I used Kraftex to make the cover. I like it. It's like leather. I washed it first and let it air dry, and it gives it a little bit more of a wrinkled look. This panel I sewed on here is papercloth, which is a piece of cloth. I used an old handkerchief and I just collaged tissue paper and napkins and different kinds of paper on there with some watered down Elmer's glue. Diana Trout has a really good tutorial on making papercloth. I used an old doily to make decorations here. I just cut out parts of it and sewed it down. And this closure has a hairband with an old button. And this is where the button is attached. I used an assortment of papers. I have some pretty papers that I had been saving. Decided to get it out and use it. This signature has a pocket here in the first page with an old postcard. And I tea stained a lot of the pages. The tea wasn't that dark, so I added some beet juice to it, and some of the pages I added a little spray stenciling. On this page I did a little sewing. It has a bunch of old book pages. I like old children's books. This page I ran through the printer, and I managed to get a few sheets printed before it jammed. This is a die cut, some stamping, different kind of paper that I tea stained, a pocket made out of a security envelope. This is a picture from a magazine. This is some advertising I got when I went to a Chinese restaurant. These are calendar pages. A die cut, and this is some old typing paper. A book page. This was a page I did a jelly print on. Another different kind of paper. This one's kind of shiny, like magazine paper. I'm always on the lookout for different kinds of papers when I'm in thrift shops or estate sales. This is a page from a magazine and a tag I made from a picture I printed. Oops. Tissue paper. This was tea stained also, and then I did put a stencil on there and sprayed it with some ink. A book page. More jelly prints. I reinforced the center of some of the book pages that were kind of fragile by just gluing on some tissue paper. This is an old card. I like this picture. I just printed it off of Pinterest. Attached it here to this magazine page. This was cut from a book. some die cuts and washi tape. Page from the book. Something I printed. And I made this little pocket out of a book of navigational charts. There's another page from the calendar. I just added a little journaling space there. This was printed from my inkjet printer. A postcard I picked up somewhere. This was jelly printing on a magazine page, and then I added that butterfly. And there's a tuck spot in here. This was some dyed paper that I found somewhere. I didn't do the dyeing on it. I think it's alcohol ink, but I'm not sure. And a tag made from a picture in an old children's book. Some wrapping paper. An old picture I printed. Picture from a children's book. Cut that out of a magazine. Hearts on a string. I added the cutout picture there from a magazine to this page. There's a tag I made. From a children's book. This is a text stamp that I have. And a tuck spot. This is an old postcard I found at a thrift shop, and I think it's a bunch of teachers dressed up in costumes for Halloween. An old magazine page that I jelly printed on. Calendar page. I like to cover up the back of the picture with something because the numbers are all upside down when you use calendar pages in your journal. This is an old picture of my mom. An old Christmas card I found in a thrift shop. Another picture I was able to print with my printer before it jammed. This is what's left after cutting out that leaf shape with my big kick, and then I put some drywall tape behind it just to give it a little texture and some little pearl drops. Little stenciling on that page. I added some mica powder to this die cut, and then some stuff that's kind of like glossy accents. It's called liquid embossing. Calendar page with some things collaged, some tissue paper, a butterfly, and this was cut from a greeting card. I like this page from a children's book. It says "A Heaven Full of Stars." This is an envelope. I took it apart so that I could use it to hide the knot in my binding. Then I glued it back together. This is the back of another calendar page, which I spray inked and added a page from a children's book to it. It's from a magazine. This is a reproduction of a photo I found in a thrift shop, and I really liked the picture. These people seem to be sitting on a mountaintop with a distant view here in the background. Stenciling, washi tape. Some extra space for writing. A stamp I have. This is an old photo. I like this picture of these two little girls. Printed with my printer. And that's the last of it. I like this Kraftex because you can actually stamp on it, sew it, write on it. It's pretty cool. Okay, thank you.